I have always been fascinated by the talent and opportunity Africa has to offer. There are a lot of potential in Africa which still needs to be leveraged. Plus, there are so many misconceptions about this great continent with great people. I was reading about Jack Nagre, who is a technical director in Google Cloud's office of the CTO, based in Nairobi, Kenya. He is a native of Kenya and worked in telecommunications abroad for 12 years before returning home to work for a large African financial institution and a US technology company. Then he joined Google Cloud last year with a mission to digitize and modernize Cloud's global top customers while simultaneously growing Africa's entrepreneurial technology culture. Working at Google Cloud, he has a first-hand information about Africa's technical landscape, especially when it comes to cloud. I wholeheartedly agree with Jack that in Africa there is so much potential, and in African technology development, there is a two-way exchange. For instance, when it comes to Google Cloud's customer which are present in Africa and across the globe have similar challenges and opportunities, including identifying how to improve efficiency, how to optimize data pipelines, and how to apply artificial intelligence in productive, cost effective ways. Also, then in a blog post on GCP, Jack was talking about the biggest misconceptions about Africa. For instance, due to the media coverage and lot of other historical reasons, one of the most common misconceptions is thinking of Africa as one place. If you just look at the map, only Sub Saharan Africa has nearly 50 countries with more than a billion people spread over millions of square miles. There are several different cultures, economies, customers, and opportunities. Africa shouldn't be considered a place with nothing but needs. The region has a lot to give. There is a young population that is very tech savvy. Many people are doing gig work in areas like coding, design, social media, and AI for large global companies. They understand those things very well and are keen to do more. So, Africa is not just about some Nigerian prince who wants to transfer you some money, and Africa is not at all just about droughts, wars, famines, and other sort of scary things. And also at the same time, Africa is not just about safari. Africa is much more. It's a very rich continent when it comes to human capital with a very historical, rich background. The thing is, if you look at Africa, 70% of African businesses are small and medium sized enterprises, and that is where a lot of cloud engineering can happen. And most of the cloud companies have just beginning to scratch that surface, which includes Google. But this is the time this of opportunity in Africa, and opportunity doesn't hang around forever waiting for you. It wants to be understood and engaged with. This is an extraordinary time. On the one hand, the entrepreneurial drive was always there in Africa, but it had a hard time attaching itself to the larger world or even connecting to good networks. But the cloud and good connectivity can change that. Recently, Google has commissioned a report from Africa Practice, which is about the impact of its Equinio subsea cable. It is estimated that it could cut data prices by up to fifth and help create 1.6 million jobs as a result of increased connectivity just in Africa. This cable will connect Europe with Togo, Nigeria, Namibia, and South Africa, and also away from Africa. It's a huge step. Google has also made $1 billion commitment to develop businesses in Africa, and just in last October, Google gave an update on it. And their first data center in the region was built. Support is in place for entrepreneurs, and artificial intelligence is being used to map buildings. So Google is doing a lot, and also AWS is doing a lot, but all of them really need to lift their game. I hope that this opened up your eyes a bit about Africa. If you're an African living in Africa and working in the cloud or looking to get into the cloud or with any technical background, if you could add some insight to this video in your comments, I'll be very grateful. Thank you very much.